beautiful people. What is up? What is up? I am Angie Garner. This is my home. Welcome to my kitchen. So, I'll tell you a little bit of background about how we ended up right here because as my husband can attest to, cooking has never been my forte. Am I right, honey?
You're pretty good.
Well, I've become better. So here's the true story. Up until about 3 years ago, the extent of my cooking was frying an egg, putting some stuff in the microwave, if you're, catching my drift. And then something happened. In 2016, my husband and I put all our stuff in storage and we traveled the world for 8 months. And when I say traveled the world, I mean we ate our way around the world and drank. Yeah. We were like certified gastronomists. Is that a word, love?
I don't think so.
Gastronomists. Okay? My point is, I fell in love with food, and not just food, but simple, pure cooking, especially Mediterranean style. Because what I found was that cooking didn't have to be complicated. Cooking doesn't have to be 50 ingredients you've never heard of and can't even pronounce at the grocery store, ending in tears. I've been there, okay? Cooking can be simple and beautiful and a way to bless your family around the table, a way to bring people together, and I fell in love with it. And I will tell you, I am not a pro chef, okay? But what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys week after week is just ways to really maximize your time in the kitchen, right? Your mom, I'm a mom. I thought I was busy before I became a mom. That was funny because all of a sudden everything feels like there's a weight of things like 10 times more than ever before. And so now we need to be efficient, but we also want to bring health into our home. Am I right? And if we aren't prepared, which is so easy to be just rushed through the day and then, oh my gosh, it's dinner, and then all of a sudden you're eating your baby's macaroni and cheese. I've done it. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is bringing you quick meals, 20-ish minutes. My goal is for the prep time absolutely to be under 20 minutes. Sometimes the cook time might be more, but really the prep time's, that's the hard part, right? And just to bring ideas for you, because how cool will it be after a while you can just look up 20-minute mom meals and there'll be a full library of them. So if you're ever caught in a bind with no dinner, boom sauce, 20-minute mommy meal, okay? And also with the simplicity of them, hopefully you have most of these ingredients already in your home. We're using fresh ingredients. There's no specific diet I follow. This is about choosing fresh, wholesome, and just nourishing your body. All right, so with that, let's talk about today's first recipe, which is a one-pot meal. We're gonna have a lot of one pot, one pan type of things, okay? Again, I'm not using fancy tools. I don't even know how to use our blender. I should probably learn how to use our blender, but I don't want to overcomplicate. Let's just keep it simple. So our one pot Mediterranean chicken meal, actually inspired by a friend of ours who is a real chef. Thanks Rajiv for this idea a couple years ago and just became one of our favorites. So I've added a few different twists, and that's the thing with cooking, you can make it your own. So maybe you get the bulk of this idea and then you kind of add a little dash here, a little dash there, and you make it your own. How fun is that? So one pot meal, chicken, awesomeness. Let's talk about the ingredients, okay? So real quickly, there are maybe a little bit more ingredients than just a handful here, but again, you probably have most of this in your kitchen already. So of course we have our quinoa. Okay, so I just always have a big bundle of this. It's such a nice complex carbohydrate with good amount of protein, good amount of fiber. Oh yeah, by the way, my background's in fitness, so I know a lot about food in terms of the nutrient value too, so I might throw in a few kicks here and there. In terms of seasonings go, you should have all of these, right? Okay, red pepper flakes, rosemary, oregano, and salt and pepper, okay? Easy peasy there. Chicken broth. Always a good staple to have on hand. I love to make my quinoa with chicken broth. It really helps the flavor opposed to water, so that's what we'll be doing. For some mise en place, we have some diced green olives. Okay, I bought these diced. I didn't dice them myself. That's an optional. If you don't like olives, don't put them in. Easy, okay? Also sun-dried tomatoes, which you can find in the section of the grocery store kind of by pickles and stuff. Well, I don't know about your grocery store, but also a goal is to not make you go on a mad hunt for ingredients like at like 3 different stores, okay? You should be able to get everything that I cook at your general grocery store. As always, I mean, it's highly unlikely I ever cook without a really premium olive oil. Invest into good olive oil. This is our personal favorite. Make sure it's first cold pressed. Make sure it's in a dark green bottle. You're gonna get the most value and taste out of that. Lemon, again, daily, weekly staple, always in the home. And then we got some fresh garlic, fresh onion, and some parsley, flat leaf, and my favorite herb of all. I wish basil just grew on trees, you know, outside my house. Does basil grow on trees, honey?
It's a bush.
Oh, it's a bush. See, I always buy those basil bushes and then they die. It's upsetting. So, fresh basil, always in the house every week. That's about it. And then, of course, chicken, which I'll grab out in a moment here. So, we've got our ingredients. Oh, wait, how could I forget this prime staple? And we will complement the meal today with a beautiful organic rosé wine from Chile. I'll talk more about this before we wrap up today, but every meal, as you can imagine, traveling the world, you go to lots of wine countries and eat lots of amazing food complemented by beautiful wine. So I want to also start teaching a little bit about how to complement your meal with wine. Now, James and I are big fans of clean crafted organic wines that we get from a specific place, and they make the world of difference. Okay, so just a quick spiel about that. Most wine that you're drinking is full of a ton of pesticides when they were harvesting the grapes, just non-toxic, toxic ways of putting the wine together. And so what clean crafted organic wines do is they get rid of the toxins, get rid of the pesticides.
Lots of sugar too in those.
Yes, lots more sugar, more sulfites, things that lead to more headaches, make you feeling crappy, and overall are just not good. So this is the healthiest way that you can go, and in my opinion, the most delicious, because it's rid of all that nasties. So, big fans of clean crafted wines. You'll see a lot of that here. So, let's get to it, my friends. The first thing we want to do, I'm gonna grab my chicken out of my refrigerator, keeping it nice and cool. On a note of food that we're choosing, whenever possible, if it's in the budget, go organic, go hormone free, go no antibiotics, go 100% natural, everything that you can to get the cleanest and the best. It's going to offer you more nutrients, it's going to taste better, and it's just gonna be better for your family in the long run. So I'm gonna chop up my chicken over here. What we're doing here is we're actually just quartering the chicken. Da-da-da, come here, chicken. You know, like when my husband and I cook together, he always makes me do the meat. It's not very nice, honey.
It's too slimy for me.
Yeah, James isn't into the slime, so let's leave that slime there. Okay, I'm just quartering it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the pan going. We got our one pan over here. Let's dispose of that chicken, okay? Actually, I'm already slimy, so let's do the chicken. We're gonna quarter it here, okay? Easy quarter. I'm doing it on a different cutting board than I'm gonna do all of my other goodies. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna brown the chicken while we're chopping up our veggies, alrighties? So, just doing nice quarters here with our chicken. Chicken. Okay, let's wash off the hands. Yes. Also make sure you're using good plant-based, non-toxic cleaners, hand cleaners in your home. All right, so we're gonna get this fired up. Do a nice medium-high temperature. There we go. Gas, voila. And what we're gonna do here is we're going to brown the chicken. We're not gonna cook it all the way through because that's gonna come later, but we're just getting it kind of prepped up. So let's do a dollop of olive oil. One thing you guys will notice about my cooking is, unless like I really have to, I don't take precise measurements. I mean, and obviously if you're cooking for more than a family of 3 or a family of 3, you're gonna have to cook bigger portions. So everything that I'm portioning out is for a family of 3. Really like 2.5. We have a 15-month-old that doesn't even really eat anyways. Okay, so let that warm up. We're gonna place the chicken in, and we are gonna toss rosemary, oregano, salt, and pepper on top of it. Let's move our goodies over here. Alrighty, so let's get this going. Chicken, here we go. Ooh, yeah, didn't chop that good. So again, this is kind of just like a pre-cook. We're gonna throw it back in this pan in a bit. But let's get it going and get rid of the slimies. And here we go, oregano. You can also, you know, take the time to create a rub. But, you know, we're moms here and we don't always have time to create these nice rubs and rub our chicken all dandy like that. So, again, I don't measure. I think it's funny when recipes, like, they say, like, a 1/4 teaspoon of rosemary, and you're like, who measures that? Because I don't like too much rosemary. Just a little rosemary. All right, we got our nice spices on there. We can always add more later. We're gonna get that all browned up and ready to go. Meanwhile, what we're doing is, I would say about half of a white onion. We're gonna get the onion going and our garlic. Coolio. Moms, how are you doing? Let's chop this bad boy. I wish I would have taken, you know, knife skills. Maybe someday someone can teach me how to actually chop vegetables, but I just wing it. Actually, most of what I've learned is YouTube or James. All right, so let's chop this onion. James claims he didn't teach me this way, so I make a checkerboard out of it.
That was your other boyfriend?
It was my other boyfriend who taught me this. I don't doubt that, actually. Okay. All right, so I made a little checkerboard. You don't have to do it this way. That's why I do it. Chippity chop, chop, chop. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the whole halfie of the onion. Okay, I'm getting that all ready to go. So yeah, sometimes the meals, like tonight's meal is obviously like not paleo or anything because of the quinoa. But if you were paleo, you could, well, you really couldn't eat this actually.
Quinoa's kind of paleo.
Quinoa's not
It's a grain, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not like wheat.
Ooh, that's water. It's a fresh onion right there. It's a fresh onion right there. Okay. James doesn't know what paleo or quinoa or keto is. Now, is this paleo though?
I think it's paleo, but I don't think it's keto.
Is quinoa allowed on paleo? I think it is.
I think it is.
Yeah, no dairy, no wheat, no
gluten. It's full of protein as well.
All right, so we're chopping the veggies. Hopefully your children are still occupied by Sesame Street. That was the goal, you know, like let's create meals where the kids can be entertained. In 20 minutes, even on a bad day, should hopefully be possible. I don't know. All right, so browning the chicken. Ooh, sticky. Getting that going. All right, let's keep on chopping, my friends. Nice little. Oh yeah. All right, chop up the edge. So what we're doing is we're getting the garlic and onion ready because as soon as we're done browning the chicken, we're gonna put these in that bad boy and get ready for the entire one pot meal. Okay. Chop, 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 chop. Cool. So I just did 2 pretty big cloves of garlic. Woo. And half of a potent white onion. So those are ready to go. That's most of the chopping that we need to do to get ready. Actually, you know what? Let's just chop up our basil while we're at it. Just smell it one more time. So good. So delicious. I really want an herb garden. Can I have an herb garden for Christmas, James?
Sure. You gonna take care of it?
Oh man. It's hard, all these things to do. I mean, what? You just water it, right? Or do you have to weed and stuff?
Probably not.
Okay, got some basil ready. You know what? I feel like we should just do the whole bundle. What do you think?
I agree. Let's just do it.
Yes, basil. So good. And then the parsley will be for later. Let's top it off. Okay, so we got basil going. Yeah, oh, don't mix it with your garlic and onion though, because that'll come in later. And then we'll do our sun-dried tomatoes in a bit. Okay, chicken, how are you? How are you looking? Looking a little pink. Let's just make sure. This is really just to ensure it's to get the nice chickeny juices in there and to ensure that the chicken gets cooked all the way through. So it's still a little pink. We'll let that go for like 1 more minute. Coolio. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get this ready in a bowl. Okay. Because we do want the onion and garlic to go in first. Oops, let's just use our hand. That's a lot better, huh? Oh, good thing we have a Dyson. Good thing. Hashtag not an ad, but I don't know how we could, you know, parent without a Dyson. Word. All right. Chicken is kind of browned. It still has some pink though, but don't worry about it because we're gonna cook it again. Okay. Look at all those nice chickeny juices. Oh yeah. I probably won't have too many vegan recipes, to be honest. Maybe like one here and there. But we like meat. Protein. What's your favorite protein, Jen?
Gosh, that's a tough one. I think right now it's probably bison.
Bison, yeah, I do love bison. All right, more dabble of olive oil. Now let's get to the fun part. All right. Onions and garlic in. Let's just saute those. Get them nice and caramelized. Done with that. Coolio. And while those are caramelizing, we're gonna add the quinoa in a moment. So let's just measure that out. Okay, so that's something you do, you know, want to measure. So I'm going to do 1 cup of quinoa. We'll get that all ready to go. Meanwhile, let's chop up a few of these bad boys. Sun-dried tomatoes. You can also use harissa if you have some of that instead, or if you don't even want to chop sun-dried tomatoes, you could do a sun-dried tomato paste. Okay, they just add a really nice extra flavor. Come here, tomato. Oh yeah, these are nice and oily. Give it to me. I used to be scared of olive oil. Thought it would make me fat. But actually it's just so delicious and good for you. All right, so we're starting to get some nice color on them. Let them go for 1 more minute. Let's do a few more of these yummies. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna toast the quinoa. We're gonna put it in for about 1 minute without broth. Just to get it a little toasty, and then we're gonna add the broth. Okay. Cool, so that's toasting up. Roasty toasty. Now let's get our broth going and we're gonna finish it off. And then honestly, most of the hard stuff is gonna be done. Like we literally just sit around and let our delicious healthy meal cook. Okay, so always 2 parts of liquid to 1 part quinoa. So let's go 1. Ooh, yeah. And 2. Perfect. Okay, we got that going. Let's add in the rest of our yummies. So let's throw in our basil. Oh, gorgeous. Let's add in our sun-dried tomatoes. It's all cooking together. You see the quinoa's gonna cook together, and in a second, we're gonna nuzzle our chicken back in that quinoa. The quinoa's just gonna give it a little hug. A little hug. A little love hug. Okay? So let's nuzzle our chicken back in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this to a boil, and then we're just gonna cover it and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Just kind of keep an eye on it. Again, there's no absolute perfect number, but I found that closer to 20 minutes was a good amount of time for the quinoa to be cooked, the chicken to be totally cooked. Okay, so we got most of our goodies in. Let's real quickly top it off with our olives and squeeze of lemon while it's boiling. That looks about good. You know, just eyeball it. Just should, like, you know, look good together. And our lemon. Let's get our squeezer. Kitchen tool necessity. A little squeeze. Beautiful. Lemon makes any Mediterranean dish just have that extra feeling of freshness. And we'll find the good old handy cover down here. And we'll wait. I'm gonna wait to bring that to a boil. While it's boiling, Mama, if you're a maximizer like I am, you start cleaning up. Am I right? In fact, I'm gonna do a little more salt and pepper. And just by eyeballing it, to be honest, I'm not seeing as much red as I'd like. So I'm gonna add a few more what do you think, Jamesy?
Yeah, I mean, I can always do more sun-dried tomatoes for sure.
Yeah.
I love that zing.
Yeah, let's get a few more. They're delicious. Are you excited to have this with some rosé?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do a few more choppy chop.
Always.
Rosé, see people.
That is the best rosé.
Oh, it is delicious.
Chilean whites and rosés are just really, really good.
So good.
Really minerally.
Oh, that's the best part. The mineral, you know?
It's about volcanic ash.
Cool, so we're gonna let that rock and roll, and I'm gonna just clean up here. All right, guys. Let's check out the finished product. Oh, that is like a blast of Mediterranean explosion. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Okay, the finished product. That's good. I made it just right. Just right. But I do like to do the chef taste test because I might need a little more salt. You know, you don't really know. You gotta taste it with the lid. That's good. All right, y'all. Hope that you make this meal and bless your family with it. We'll join you again very soon with another 20-minute mommy. Bye, y'all.